Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video. Welcome to the first video of technically second video of 2025. First video I'm filming in 2025. And like the title says, we are setting up my junk journal today. This is something I've been wanting to do for months, and I have you guys to thank for it, honestly, because I filmed a decluttering and organizing video back after we got married, shared how I collect the most random stuff. I have every single key card from every hotel we've ever stayed at, every little knickknack and receipt and just everything. And a bunch of you guys were like, you should look into junk journaling. And at first I wasn't sure, and I was like, I don't think that's for me. I don't love the idea of gluing things down that have meaning, losing them, but they're in this journal forever. And I kind of just let it go. And then in the fall, when we came back from our trip to Disneyland, Boston and Salem, I had so many things that yes, the really important stuff like photos and whatnot went to an album, but I had so much leftover stuff that it's all just sitting in a box right now. And that's when I really was like, okay, junk journaling is kind of what you make of it, and you can put whatever in your junk journal that you want. If you don't want to put really meaningful things, you don't have to. It's kind of the point of a junk journal, right? It's just junk. So I bought all the supplies, I bought this journal, I bought some glue stuff, and then I didn't do anything about it. And now we are here in 2025, and one of my 2025 goals is to journal consistently. I kind of had this moment towards the end of the year where I was like, I think I just need to go for it. The hardest part really is starting and not knowing where to start. So I spent one evening on the couch just watching a ton of junk journal TikToks and YouTube videos and looking at Pinterest junk journal spreads and really getting myself excited and immersing myself in the hobby. Also, if you're not here for the yapping, I get that. It's not for everybody. I'll put a timestamp to when we actually get into the junk journal content, but I wanted to take a few minutes at the beginning to kind of explain why I wanted to junk journal. When I first shared that I wanted to junk journal and journal more consistently in 2025, I got a lot of DMs being like, are you going to share it in vlogs and stuff? And I wasn't too sure. So at first I was like, no, I don't really think so. Because I was kind of scared, which the whole point of junk journaling is that it's not perfect. Junk journaling is your journal, right? And it's for you. And so I think there's going to be spreads that I share. There's going to be some that I don't share. I plan on using it, and I'll get into this in a sec, a bit of kind of a mixed media format. So you guys will see that there'll be kind of monthly recaps. Most of it will be junk journaling, but I do want to mix in some things in there. And when I kind of saw some comments on TikToks, and I'm in a junk journal Reddit group talking about how your journal is your journal and you can literally do whatever the F you want with it, I was like, yeah, you're so right. I can share some of it, I can keep some of it private. I just thought it'd be really fun to take you guys along in real time, because I really enjoy watching people set up their junk journals, and it kind of gives me a bit of motivation. I can do this too. So I figured I would share with you guys. I'm not setting any expectations for me sharing my junk journaling online, if that makes sense. I'll just share organically, I guess, how I want to throughout the year. But in terms of why I wanted to start a junk journal, I, once again, collect so many random little things. Matt's probably getting so sick and tired of seeing them all around the house. I used to scrapbook as a kid. My mom is very crafty. My mom has washi tape galore, so much cardstock. I grew up in a crafty home for sure. I always wanted to scrapbook, and I tried my hand at it as a kid. But as an adult, I've wanted a way to display my memories, but scrapbooking feels very intimidating and kind of too perfect. When I came across the idea of junk journaling, I just love the idea that it embraces imperfection. And I know that everyone's definition of junk journaling is going to be different, what people use, what people don't use. But I think that's the really cool thing, is that a junk journal literally is for you, and you can use literally whatever you want to. I think that everyone's junk journal should center around junk, but how people go about it, what they buy, the supplies they use is definitely going to differ from person to person because of what they interpret junk journaling as. I interpret junk journaling as your focus of your journal is junk and things that you collect and memories, but you can also embellish and use things like cardstock and stickers and washi tape. That shouldn't be the primary focus of my junk journal. It really should just be the memories and the things that I collect. To me, I almost view it as a chaotic form of scrapbooking, that nothing is centered, nothing is measured. It's just a bunch of chaos, from receipts to stickers to scraps. And I saw a TikTok where she talked about the junk journal police and how everyone just has a different thought about junk journaling. And she said, don't let that stop you. Don't let what other people think junk journaling is stop you from junk journaling, because that's often what stops a lot of us. Some people like to exclusively use pure junk, and some people like to center their spreads around junk and more memory focused junk. Some people like to buy stickers and support small businesses. And at the end of the day, there's no rules. They're making it into something special for them, and I'm going to make my journal something special for me. I definitely think I'm more of a memory junk journal person. Things that I did, dates that we went on, photos that we took, but using scraps and other junk as well. And then I'm sure I'm just gonna have some like super junky spreads, and I'm really excited to go into it with no expectations, no, you have to do this, you can't do this. I'm just gonna go with the flow and see how it works out. If you have wanted to get into junk journaling, but you just feel like there's too many rules, or, you know, someone does this and another person does that, just remember there is literally no right or wrong way to be creative or to junk journal or journal in general. At the end of the day, your journal is yours. And I hope that if you're on the edge about it, but you're just not too sure, you just go for it and at least try. Something I'm also doing is I'm not making a schedule or any rules. I feel like when I've set myself up to like journal weekly on Sundays or journal every morning, I've often failed. I really want it to stay a fun hobby and not a task that I have to complete. So I'm not putting any sort of like schedule, timeline, rules on it. It's really just gonna be whatever I make of it. And I hope you guys stick around. If you're new here, I film a lot of like cozy at home lifestyle content. So my goal is for this to be like my 2025 in a journal. So having my yearly goals and things that we get up to and our honeymoon and all that kind of stuff. I think it'll be really, really fun. The journal that I got is the Paperage blank notebook. They also come in dotted and lined as well. I think $17.95 Canadian, so a little bit cheaper than the Lillestrøm 1917 ones. And yes, that is how you pronounce it. Fun fact, I literally looked it up online, but I couldn't find any blank ones at any of the Indigos, which is our bookstore chain that I went to. They only had the dotted and the lined, and I knew that I wanted just the plain blank one on the inside, so I ended up getting this one. And I also figured too, for my first one, I definitely just wanted to go with a bit more of an affordable option. This is the one I ended up going for. It's a 5.7 by 8 inches, and it's the 100, I wanted to say grams, but like GSM thick. A lot of people say to go with 100 or 120 paper thickness. So that is the journal I ended up going for, and I got royal blue because blue is my favorite color. Okay, plan for my spreads for today. I don't want to put too much on my plate and too many spreads to the point where I'm overwhelmed. I want to keep it very simple and fun. I think I'm gonna like throw an audiobook in. A lot of people go about it differently when it comes to like making their spreads. I think because I'm just starting out and I'm not super creative, I'm gonna lay everything out first before gluing. But some people just like full on go for it, and I admire those people because I don't think I could ever because I'm so type A, but I'm hoping this helps me be less of a perfectionist, and it's okay to make mistakes. I feel like the first few spreads I'm really going to be playing around with the layout and like learning things, what goes good under what glue stick works better, and then once I get a little bit more seasoned, I might be able to just glue shit down and go from there. To do an intro page that just says like Carter's journal, a photo of me, and then also maybe the day I started it. I would like to do a page on my 2025 goals, that way I can check them off as I accomplish them. I think that could be fun. And then I'll do a little New Year spread. But without further ado, let's get started. Probably should have mentioned that I did order some stickers for the front of my journal, but they haven't come in yet. So when they do come in, we can probably, I don't know, include that in a vlog or something, but I'm not gonna be decorating the front of it today because the stickers are not here yet. Basically, the only thing I'm centering this spread around is this photo of myself. I see a lot of people include a photo of themselves on their intro page, just obviously so you know kind of like, you know, what you look like at the beginning of the year. Keep it super simple. I originally thought maybe of using this card that over top of it. So then I had the idea, I have these like little pockets of paper, maybe these two pieces of paper, and then or something like that, or maybe just, I don't know, even just one of them. I also thought that I can maybe use like this paper and put my photo on it, but I definitely think I want to keep most of it white. This is kind of nice and just super minimal, which I feel like is the way I kind of want to go about it. Intro page is done. Something that I'm trying to work on with my junk journal is embracing imperfection. I am such a perfectionist. The fact that I screwed up the 2 here, I would have ripped the page out and started all over again. You could tell I was trying to kind of get the swing of how to stamp and like where the stamp would actually land, because they are kind of a larger stamp. So it took me some practice, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's super simple. Maybe I'll add to it eventually. And like I said, I do want to put a envelope here. I ended up gluing the first page together because it wasn't fully going with the seam. So I decided to just glue it with the little tape, which works pretty great, honestly. I'm pretty impressed. I feel like I should have got the purple glue stick is my only kind of critique so far. For the first 2 pages, I'm going to do my 2025 goals and then my New Year spread. I feel like those kind of just go hand in hand. I just like writing my 2025 goals down. Annually just check them off. My plan for the goal page is I need to pick a background color. I want to have some cardstock underneath. So I'm just trying to decide on a color. I really like this blue dotted one. I do think that the gingham on this is too big. It's not too busy, but I feel like I really, really like this one. I ended up going with this really fun turquoise gold holographic paper for my goals. I actually think I'm going to come back to this one after just because I'm trying to decide if I want to write them all out or just print my little goal things off of Notion. So we're going to come back to that after, and then we're going to work on my New Year's spread now, which I'm really, really excited about. So I'm going to go grab this stuff for this. Here she is, my first junk journal spread. I'm really, really happy with it, honestly, for my first one. I really love how it turned out, and I'm kind of sad because I didn't get to use the McLaren car. I think I'm going to keep it. I mean, obviously I'm not going to throw it away, and I can definitely use it in a different spread or maybe keep it for like the first F1 race of the year. And I really, really love the stamps. I feel like they just add something to it. I'm really, really happy with that one. You guys, it's the next day. You can tell because I got my nails done. I was getting really tired of the red nails. I needed a break, so we're back to neutrals. But I realized I didn't share with you guys any of my supplies and like what I already had. So I wanted to share kind of how I've been storing it. If you guys have any better ideas, let me know. Because obviously I'm just starting out, like a lot of people probably watching this video, but for now I'm just using things that we already had. I think one of those caddies would be really helpful for your supplies to just bring it around, because obviously carrying a basket, I feel like this might break soon because it's pretty heavy. And these pages of cardstock at Michael's are like $1, so they're really nice. I prefer the thinner ones just because I think they're easier to glue down. Packs of cardstock at Michael's. I got these ones actually a few weeks ago. They were $3 because this is like a fall one, so I feel like going at the end of the season is great. And some of them will be seasonal, but a lot of these you could just use year round. Like this pink gingham, this orange one. Like a lot of these you can just use. They're not really that seasonal. Same thing with this one. This one was on clearance because it's more of like a back to school print. And while there is definitely a few that are more back to school, like a lot of these are pretty plain. So I highly recommend checking out Michael's and whatever they have on clearance. I also got some magazines from the thrift store. My thrift store was 70% off the other day, which was insane. So I stocked up on some older magazines. I feel like these are just nice to cut out letters if you don't want to buy it. I know they sell like a ransom note, like the, you know, the magazine letters that people used to write ransom notes. I feel you can buy those on Amazon. I feel like cutting out magazines is so fun, and like things like this, like that would be so cool to put on a journal spread. So I got 2 Life magazines from the 80s. Like I said, I already just collect a lot of stuff, so I have a bunch of just cards and prints and things that like vintage gift wrap that I thrifted at the thrift store. I just think these are kind of fun for backgrounds on your journal pages. I thought the flowers on this were really pretty. We could cut them out. And then I've just been storing my junk in one of these, I don't know, organizers from Amazon. I got a pack of like 8 last year to organize a bunch of stuff. And then as the week goes on, I could put things in it. So for example, the top to the eye patches that I use, and I loved the little quote on that. An envelope with my name on it. my book of the month bookmark, just random stuff I've been putting in here throughout the week. And then I feel like once this is full, kind of like this, I can make a spread with it. I already also had a paper cutter, which comes in handy. I don't think it's necessary, but I already had one from work, so I just decided to use that. Of course, a journal. I think that that's, you know, an important thing. Like I said, journal, a glue stick, and some junk, really all you need to get started. Okay, this is the photo box I was talking about that you can get at like HomeSense for like $10. This is one I just already had for our wedding stuff, but I moved our wedding stuff into a different box. And this kind of has some more supplies in it. A lot of these I already had. Like, I definitely don't think you need a photo printer. I just happen to have one already, so I figured I could use it. I did get this pack of tape off of Amazon. Those are those little like tape. They kind of look like those old white erase things that you used to use in school. I find this really, really handy. It's obviously a lot less messy than using a glue stick. And then, like I said, I just have a bunch of these little things in different sizes. This one's empty. This one just has a bunch of stickers in it that I already had. I had this little, I don't know, circular corner cutter from, once again, my Kindle inserts already. And this will definitely come in handy when it comes to the pages, because obviously the pages in a journal are rounded. So you can use this to cut your paper to match the journal page. Glue stick, washi tape I already had. Just some scraps of paper in here, more washi tape. And then this is one of the only things that I bought was a like little stamp set. This is from Michaels. I think the whole thing, I had to buy the numbers and the letters separately than the ink pad, but Michaels is always 40% off, which is great. That's kind of everything I have to start. Like I said, a lot of it is stuff I already had just because I feel like I've been doing a lot of crafts and Kindle inserts and stickers and stuff like that. And then you can definitely invest in things as you see fit, or you don't have to if you don't want to. That's like the really cool thing about junk journaling. We could sit down this morning and do some spreads together. I did print out the Indigo Reading Challenge, and I thought that I could put that on a page, and then I could use like star stickers to like dot off every time I complete one. I thought it could be kind of a fun little challenge. I don't have a fully dedicated reading journal, but I thought this could be a fun way to go about it with maybe, I don't know, like the gingham in the background or something. It could be just kind of fun. And then I'll get started on like my weekly junk journal spread. figured we could end this off with a little flip through of everything I've done so far. Of course, we've got our intro page. I don't think I actually showed you guys because I said I was going to come back to it. I did put my 2025 goals in here. I love the stamp. It was like the best thing that I bought. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. New Year's spread.
And then Matt was busy.
Oh,
Showing
and then you have to bring it down. It's like super zoomed in. Matt made this like biscuit cinnamon roll pumpkin thing. He wanted to show you guys. We've got the reading challenge in here. And like I said, every time I read a book, I'm going to put a star sticker on it to like bingo it off. This one is mainly like a coffee spread. I really, really like how this one turned out. I think it's my favorite. Matt said that this one is his favorite. I thought I had enough junk to do like a double spread. I think it ended up pretty good. This one is not my favorite, but I know that I'm going to have some spreads that I don't like as much as the others. But this was kind of just like all random junk from the week, like my book of the month bookmark. This was a envelope I got in the mail with some stickers. Lila's going crazy right now with the toy. Matchbook, a card. For this one, I definitely just decided to start gluing stuff and see how it turned out. And this one is not my favorite. I like this one a lot more, but it's the whole point of a junk journal. It's imperfect and it's chaotic and fun. But I definitely think that this one is my favorite so far. But I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe this inspired you guys to finally start that junk journal you've been meaning to. I promise it's not as intimidating as it looks. The hardest part truly is just starting. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.